my channel. My name is Lena. I am at Disney Springs with my dad. Say hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
And we are taking on a Disney Resort challenge. I completely made it up. I did something similar a couple years ago, pre-Skyliner, but now that they have the Skyliner, our goal today is to visit all resorts on Disney property. I'm already out of breath. Great start to the day. I created a list, well, I copied a list off of Google, and we are going to visit all properties here in Disney World. So when I specify that, I mean Disney separates the DVC villas from the actual resort itself. So like the Contemporary and the villas at the Contemporary, and then the Grand Floridian and the villas at the Grand Floridian. We're combining all those, and we're gonna hit all 24 stops today. The rules are, we must use Disney transportation, we have to pin trade, we have to take a selfie, and we have to fill up a resort mug that we're buying at our first stop. So we're headed out here. We're gonna start by taking the boat to Saratoga Springs. As we pop out of Disney Springs, here's our walkway. And we could walk to Saratoga Springs, but we've got too many places to go to walk to all of them. So we're gonna start by taking the boat. And this boat will also take us to Old Key West and both Port Orleans, Riverside and French Quarter resorts. And from there, we'll figure out which series of resorts is next. Okay, we have a small problem. We just got off the ferry at Saratoga, and I noticed that the ferry only takes us to Disney Springs and back to Saratoga. I thought the ferry ran like all the way down so that we could also do all the other resorts on the loop, and we can't. So we gotta come up with a new game plan. Not sure what that game plan is yet. But we'll get there, we'll figure it out. Just give us a little bit, I'll report back. First fill.
You know what?
Oh, it didn't make the twinkle sound. Sad. All right, our first resort is done. Dad's got a Coke. We traded our pins. I got a semi-decent one, if you're a Jake fan. And then our strategy, whoa, sun is in my eyes, for the next few resorts, here we go, is we are gonna see whichever bus comes first, Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios. All right, a Magic Kingdom bus is pulling up right now. So we're gonna do Magic Kingdom and hit up the monorail loop resorts because of the issue with the boat, and we'll just come back to those other resorts later, and we'll probably grab some lunch somewhere around the monorail loop while we're out. Monorail loop is done. Got all three of those resorts done. And now we're back at Magic Kingdom. We're picking up the boat, and we're gonna take that to Wilderness Lodge, and from there, Fort Wilderness campgrounds and cabins. Alright, something to note as you pin trade is that cast members don't seem to be wearing them anymore. So take a look for these big pin boards. Dad and I made out and probably got 4 pins from this. So massive success at Wilderness Lodge. Alright, we are now trying to head to Fort Wilderness campgrounds and cabins. I'm a little worried about how much time this is going to take because we have to take a bus from Wilderness Lodge to Fort Wilderness, and then there's an internal bus system we're going to have to take to get to the back of that resort because that resort is just so big. But we got to do what we got to do to check off all of our tasks at each of these resorts. And I think I'm getting really hungry. It's now just after 1:30. And the food there looked pretty good. I took a quick look at the menu, so I think we'll have to stop there and get some lunch before we keep moving on. Okay, my camera wasn't ready at the time, but literally the bus was sitting there waiting for us, and they dropped us off right at Pioneer Hall. We didn't even have to ask. So we looked at the menu, and you can get a like 8-piece family fried chicken meal. So Dad and I are gonna split that for lunch as we refill our mug. And then it should be pretty easy actually to get a bus out of here. So time has been on our side so far. We'll see if this continues for the rest of the afternoon. All right, here's our grub. We got picked up from P&J's Southern Takeout at Fort Wilderness. I've never eaten here before. So we have, ooh, cornbread. Wow. So we got an 8-piece fried chicken meal, and it came with mac and cheese, and I can't get this open with one hand, and mashed potatoes and gravy. And this was actually, if you ask me, a reasonable price at under $25, and it will easily feed both of us with leftovers. So I'll let you know how it tastes. Alright, quick update. Because we are refilling our mugs at every resort and have filled the mugs like 7 times now, we're taking a quick restroom break. We finished eating here at Fort Wilderness and we have a box of food to take home with us. So we'll carry that around. We'll see if we can get a merchandise bag here soon so that we're not just carrying the box. It's going great. I feel like we're running out of time. We are currently like 3 hours in and we've hit 3, 4, 5, 6 of 23. So we got a long way to go. Our next plan of attack is to take a bus from Fort Wilderness to Hollywood Studios. From Hollywood Studios, we're gonna hop on the Skyliner and knock out, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 resorts there. Once we're done on the Skyliner, we'll go to Epcot and knock out 3 more resorts around Crescent Lake. So we'll get a ton done, and we should be able to get all those done in like an hour and a half. At that point, we'll be halfway done, and then we'll figure out where we're going next. But we've got a strategy for the next little bit of the afternoon, and hopefully we can make up some time because lunch took a while, but it was so good, so good. I have never eaten here at P&J's Southern Takeout. I've eaten at Trail's End, but I have not eaten at the quick service, and I highly recommend. So if you're looking for some good fried chicken, this is it. But we're gonna keep moving onwards and upwards, and we're still gonna try to get done by dinner time because we want to get home for dinner. That's the goal. So wish us luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner at Disney Hollywood Studios.
Alright, it is currently 4:20 and we have hit, how many? 7, 8, 9? I don't remember, but it's not many. We have some major catching up to do. So right now we are walking from Caribbean Beach to the Riviera. It doesn't really make sense for us to hop on the Skyliner, so we're just gonna walk our way around real quick, and then we'll pick up the Skyliner to Epcot and get those area resorts. So hopefully in the next 45 minutes we'll get 4 more resorts knocked out, and then we can figure out how many more we can get done before dinner time. What time is it? 5:30? 5:29? And we have to officially accept defeat. We will not be hitting all 21 properties, which is sad, but dinner's at 7 and we are only on like 13. So the plan at this point is to go to Port Orleans French Quarter because I've been talking about beignets for days. So I really want to get that before we run out of time. So we're gonna head there next. and then take the boat the rest of the way up to Springs, pick up the car, and head back home. So right now, we just finished at the boardwalk, as you can see behind me. And we're gonna pick up a boat to Hollywood Studios and then bus from Hollywood Studios to Port Orleans, and we'll get a last few and get over half of them. We know how we would do it differently if we were to do it again, but still a really good packed day. So I neglected to wrap up that video after going to our last resort. So you saw the selfie that we took at Port Orleans French Quarter. That was the last one we went to. Disney transportation just takes so much time. So in hindsight, even watching this video as I've been editing it, I feel kind of silly assuming we'd make all 21 resorts because we didn't come anywhere close. But Dad and I debriefed pretty quickly after the trip, even before we got back to the house to meet up with the rest of the family, and we pretty much decided that we would do the entire day in reverse order, starting off with the little issues with Saratoga Springs and the boat not going all the way up. I think I definitely took that boat the reverse direction. So from Port Orleans to Old Key West to Saratoga to Disney Springs. So I think if we did it in reverse order that way and we ended the day at Disney Springs, that would save us a ton of time and a ton of problems that we ran into. I wish we would have been able to hit up the All-Stars because those are a good walking distance from each other, and there just would have been some random one-offs like Animal Kingdom Lodge is hard to get to. We did what we could with the time that we had. We also would have started the day sooner. Starting at like 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m. just wasn't the smartest, so we already lost half the day. So we think that we could totally be successful a second time if we did everything differently. So I guess that's lesson learned. We'll see if we can make it back to Disney anytime soon to do it again, but we've pretty much decided that we won't accept defeat and we're gonna try again. I mean, we accepted defeat on the day, but we were also late for dinner. Let's also point that out. We were like an hour late for dinner. Everyone had finished eating. Anyway, that's not the moral of the story, but we had a great time. We got our resort mug filled every time. We got our pins traded. We got all of our selfies. We did everything we sought out to do at each resort. We just didn't hit nearly as many, which was kind of a bummer because the last time I did it before the Skyliner, I was able to get 17. So I had assumed with the Skyliner, I'd be able to get the last few, but that's okay. We had a great time. We're super happy we did it, and we will absolutely do it again. Let me know if you try this challenge or something similar and if you can hit all of them. Even if you don't add the stipulations of pin trading, picture, and drink, have you been to all of them in one day? Let me know. And if you have strategies, I would love to hear it because we need some help. But thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry it's been so long since I posted. Life has just been crazy these past few months. So enjoy this flashback to January. I've got a great trip coming up. I'm super excited. I'm always excited. There's always fun stuff going on. But thank you for making it to the end of this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!